Hey everyone. So today I'm actually going to show you how you can use this platform called Blotato, which makes it very easy for creators to post on multiple different platforms without going to each and every platform and reformatting the post uh, by itself. As you know that posting on like different platforms like LinkedIn or Instagram or TikTok requires a different kind of like outreach to your audience, like a different kind of a hook. And because the audience is quite different, LinkedIn is a more professional platform, Instagram is like more of a more casual in a way. So the way you connect with people is quite different. And if you're trying to build your social media presence in different platforms, it can be really really hard for like an individual creator to go around and do it by themselves. So what I found, this platform called Blotato, as you can see right here, makes it very easy. And what it does is that what I'm going to show you today is that you have a video, have a YouTube video which you have made, and it can repurpose it on different platforms without you needing to do anything manually over and over again. So as you can see on my screen, I've already you can go to blotato.com and you can like create your account there. I've already created my account, so if I try to like log in, it's going to take it to my screen, and it will show you like I said, my different accounts. In this tutorial, what I'm going to show is that I have a YouTube video and I'm going to publish it on both. I'm going to publish the content on both LinkedIn and Instagram. So what I will do is that I will just connect Instagram and YouTube here, or Instagram and LinkedIn here. Generate post. So if I go to settings right here, as you can see that I'm not connected to any of my accounts. So I'm going to connect like LinkedIn and Instagram here. So if I go to LinkedIn, it's going to ask me for my credentials. Similarly, I'm going to connect my Instagram here. Okay, my Instagram is also connected. So I'm going to be using Claude Code here to actually build this whole pipeline where I would have a YouTube video and it's going to repurpose it to make the post for Instagram and LinkedIn using the Blotato APIs. So as you can see on my screen, uh, I have like an empty folder. I haven't created anything. And for this project, what we're going to do is that we're going to use Claude Code to actually build this pipeline. So before we go ahead, make sure you have the Claude Code extension installed on your anti-gravity or any other platform which you're using. So once you go to this extensions here, as you can see, I have already like installed it, and make sure that it is from the right publisher, which is Anthropic. So what we'll do is that we'll give instructions to Claude, and then it will actually build the whole flow for us. So here I'm going to show you step by step. So as you can see that this is my Claude code, and now I'm going to like start giving the instructions. As you can see here, I just posted a prompt here asking it to create a skill called repurpose YouTube video. Actually, I'm going to rename the skill so that there is no like spaces, and also they are like lower cases. Just call it like tutorial. Create a create an AI social media manager which makes social media posts for LinkedIn and Instagram. And what I'm asking is that to optimize like the post content creation for LinkedIn and Instagram using Blotato for extracting, like creating visuals and publishing socials. Look for this particular documentation. And also asking it to upload like a use the Blotato API key, because when it's going to call these APIs, it would have to use this API key, which I'm going to show you how you can generate it, and maintain the running file for separate logs and posts for URLs. I'm actually going to ask one more thing here, which would be like to create a separate folder for scripts, as well as a separate folder for Instagram and LinkedIn posts, which has like the skill for each of them, the visuals it is generating, and the running log, which we have already mentioned. I also want you to create a specific script folder where it will contain all my code. Also create a separate folder for LinkedIn and Instagram, and under each of these social media folders I want to have a specific date for which we are going to have the content, so that I can look into the content for that specific date without having everything to be under one folder. And then after that I'm mentioning, like, ask that, hey, ask me any clarifying questions until there is like a 95% confidence. So let's see how this prompt does. Also make sure that it will, rather than asking me permission everything, it would just like go ahead and automatically edit the files for me. Okay, so it's asking me the question that, hey, like, they're asking for a scheduling preference, that when publishing the post, would they want me to approve it or they want me to schedule it? So I would just right now for say that they should go out automatically after my approval. Also, you can see right there, it actually went through the documentation, trying to look for what do you call the Blotato tutorial and like the API documentation which we put it there, so that it can capture like how to actually make that happen. Now it actually came up with another question to us. Should Claude write the LinkedIn and Instagram copy, use the extracted, and do you want the, I would just say yes, let Claude write the LinkedIn and Instagram copy using the extracted YouTube content. Use the script to fetch the content which Claude generated, but use the Blotato APIs to actually create the visual and the carousels for our LinkedIn and Instagram post. And I think with that, we'll just like go ahead and see what it does. I would say five hashtags each for both LinkedIn and Instagram. I actually want to get a clarification from Claude as well, where I want to ask them like how are they planning to, what kind of visuals are they planning for publishing my YouTube, sorry, my LinkedIn and Instagram. So I'm going to ask that. Also, can you make sure that my Instagram posts are more of like a carousel of five pictures, and the last one should be to follow my content. For the LinkedIn, I want a key takeaway post with one visual which details about the content and how it can help individuals solve their business problem. I think I kind of gave a lot of context here. I didn't need it, but I'll just go with it right now. Now it's asking us for another question, that for the content files, LinkedIn and Instagram. Oh, so now it actually came up to us asking another question. For content files for the data folders under LinkedIn and Instagram, what format do you want the safe post content in? For example, a readable markdown file, or a JSON file, or a plain text. I would prefer the plain text for the post content. Actually, markdown files would be good, but I think let's go with, uh, yeah, let's go with what this comes up with. So as you can see right here, it has created our scripts and everything. And I think there is still more work needed to be done here because I do not see, which is kind of weird that I don't see the folders for like LinkedIn and Instagram, and it has only created the folder for what do you call for the scripts here. And now I'm going to actually ask it to redo it all of it again. And also I can see that it is asking to install Anthropic and everything, which we don't need because I would want to run it from Cloud Code, which has everything. It doesn't need to, what do you call, it doesn't need like an Anthropic or a model in the script itself. So I will ask it to make some changes. So the folder structure which you're mentioning, I do not see the LinkedIn and the Instagram folder in it. Also, I see that for each particular date you have mentioned, I would also want the assets for that particular for that particular post in that specific date folder. When it comes to the script, I would want to run the script with Claude Code, and I do not want the Anthropic package to be installed. I would have Claude Code execute the Blotato APIs to generate the assets. When it comes to fetching the content from the YouTube video, I would want the Claude Code to do it, and I do not need to install any Anthropic models in my script. Sometimes Claude make mistakes, even though it says that it has created all these folders and everything, but unfortunately it did not. Also, you can see that it is trying to create that skill in that memory.md file, which is in your this is like a Windows machine, so it will be in like users .cloud folder. And I think for Mac and Linux it's going to be like a different folder. Okay, now that's a good thing. It has actually created my Instagram and LinkedIn folder, and it's actually going to also remove the Anthropic library from there, so that it's going to use what do you call just the Claude Code to handle operation. In the meantime, what I'll go ahead is that I'll show you how to create the Blotato API key. As you can see that we haven't put anything here. And so what you can do is that you can go to, so you go to this screen on settings, which is right here. And under settings, you have this called API key. And what you can do is that I would have to regenerate it here. And I'm not going to, I'm going to cut that part, but I'll just show you like it's going to create like an alphanumeric long string. And you just copy that string and you actually paste it right here, just like here. Okay, so I was able to write my API keys in there, and now it's asking us another question like write repurpose tutorial. Yeah, so it's actually creating that particular skill. And also I will do is that once our code is ready, I will have ask it to create a claude.md file using the /init command. So, and also just remember that whenever you are having any kind of code, make sure your claude.md file is small. I don't think it should be more than 500 lines of code, because I think every time then you are trying to read the project, it is going to like just blow up, rather than have it like a small description and what is the purpose of the code. I think just make sure to keep it like. Okay, so seems like it has created all the folders which you were looking for, and the scripts are right here. So I think we need instructions on how to run this. So let's see if our skill is created. Doesn't show up the skill yet. Let us ask it again to like have the skill created. I actually do not see the skill create as I asked for. Create the skill which I requested for. So tell me, how do I execute my code using the skill which I asked you to create it? Okay, let's try repurpose YouTube video tutorial. So thing is like it doesn't show me my skill. This is an old project which I was doing, and I'm going, but it didn't create the skill which I asked for. So I'll just ask it to. I do not see the skill. Let's see if it's going to try add it into the cloud.skills folder. Okay, Let me try to create another Claude session and see maybe if I can find it there. So I'm going to actually restart my anti-gravity, see if it like discovers my skills or not, and let's see if that makes any change. So finally we were able to fix it. So the issue was that when it is trying to create the skill in the global Claude like directory, it is actually was creating it like this. It might have worked for like if there's just one skill, but if you're trying to create multiple skills, the actual format is that it has to always be part of like skill.md file. So now that we can actually search it here, repurpose YouTube video. Okay, so awesome. Now it just shows up here. Now we are going to ask it that I think it gave us the instructions that if you put a repurpose skill video and you add like the YouTube URL, I think it's going to create the post. So we're going to try doing that right now. So I do have my old video which I had like a long time ago, which I recorded. So I'm actually going to use that to make my Instagram post. So let's do this. YouTube video, and I'll just put my link and let's see what it does. Okay, it added the dependency, but at least it is now fetching the API keys, which is now okay. It was able to create, extracted the video for small businesses. Okay, writing the post, copying, creating data folders. Okay, let's go for it. I think I'm just like excited to see what comes out, as in how my Instagram post and how my LinkedIn posts are going to come. I think now it's going to try to create the visual templates. As you see, try to use the Blotato client script to actually use those APIs. As you can see right here, now it's trying to actually create the visuals through the Blotato APIs. Allow the bash command to do. At the moment, I'm using like Sonnet model. I think I should have used like the Opus model for something like this complicated, but I think it's just good to experience like different models and see how they behave. Oh, okay. So I think it has like the template for LinkedIn and Instagram. It's a whiteboard infographic, and I think Instagram has like a carousel. Right now, keeping it in the permissions mode so that I can see exactly what is going on. But ideally, like if I'm, let's say, running a business, I would have my skill created in it, and I wouldn't ask it to like do it again and again for me. Seems like it was not able to use that template. So let me see what it's trying to do. Create LinkedIn visual with newspaper template. Okay, I'll try it. Let's see if that works. Okay, so I think it was able to create the newspaper style infographic. I don't know how it's going to look like. Let's see. But let's see what comes out for. I think it's trying to do it for Instagram now. And I would like to see how those visuals actually came out to be. So let's see, right? Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Actually, if you can see right here, I like it. The Business Chronicle. I think I should have my company name here. So this is going to look super nice. All right. So I think like the script was able to finally execute, and the YouTube video which I had, as I showed you right here, which is about like creating a voice agent for appointment scheduling, which actually uses uh, GHL as a CRM platform for setting up the appointments. So it has got all of it has like condensed that video into a really nice like visual, and I know that it's going to also have what do you call like a post as well. So let's see how it comes out for Instagram. All right, so it's not trying to download those slides because I actually wanted to see it right here. We don't need to download it, but let's see what comes. So now it's actually creating like the LinkedIn post, and I think it will create like an Instagram post as well with each of the slides, and also like it also has the hashtags as well. So before I like publish it, I think I'll just like see how the visuals are. Okay, this is decent. Like I won't publish my slides like that, But what you can do is that you can create like your own assets, and you can like specify like what kind of slides do you want, so that if you have like a social your own social media a platform like Instagram, and you want like consistency in how it posted, I think just referring a folder for the assets which it can use with the instructions is going to like make it really nice. But that is something I wouldn't do. So what let me try fixing this and see how it does. I would say listen for LinkedIn and no for Instagram. Okay, it's trying to publish on LinkedIn now. I'm actually going to delete that post, by the way. This is just to show you for the. Okay, LinkedIn is live. So let me try to go to LinkedIn. So as you can see right here, it actually created my post on what do you call on LinkedIn right here. I'm going to just actually delete it because I have published something similar before. This was just for demonstration, so I don't need. Let's try to fix Instagram post. I did not like my Instagram image carousel because it was really create me find me a new template and then recreate the visuals, which is more. Okay, let's see how these slides. Oh, I think it's still the older slides. Things replace them. I think this is still not there. To be honest, I think it is just still very bland. I think if I would have specified like the kind of template I need, that will make it even more better. So let me try and find like some kind of a template which would be more appealing, and let's plug in that. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually ask it to create me like an educational style content like with facts. So for my Instagram carousel, use the template of educational content with like facts and figures kind of post. If you're able to find this template, then only then create the Instagram posts. That's Instagram visuals. So there was a little issue in my video. As you could have seen that it had reached its limit, and I wasn't unable to execute any more code further. So I had to like take a break, and I've like started again. So as you can see right here, I actually asked it to create me like a carousel style template of type this, and the template it is this exactly what I wanted here, which I saw in this documentation. And as you can see right here, it started to create me like a visual prompt, which is like how like the whole the post the carousels as well as the captions are going to look like. And it created me what do you call like five different images here. And if you can see my what do you call in this folder, this is how I want it on a very basic level, that now I have my five different posts. I actually need like a little bit of improvement here. I wanted another post which would have what do you call it would have created another carousel, and the last slide would have been like the follow one. um, but this is fine for the sake of the tutorial. And if you can see right here, this is the caption for my Instagram post. This is how the slides are going to look like, and I think that is it clubs it together. It's kind of like a command for what do you call for my for Blotato to like look into this like the visual prompt, and then it what do you call passes it into the Blotato API, and then it creates you the images and the captions and the post and whatnot. So you're able to finally achieve it like with a little bit of hiccups. uh, Now if I actually stopped it from publishing. Now I was trying to use the bypass permission mode, it somehow still asked me for the permissions, which I was surprised. So I just like for the moment I would like just ask it to like make ask me for before making any changes. So I what I'm going to do is that I'm going to actually ask it to what do you call publish the post on Instagram. So I would just say like go ahead and publish it. So let's see what it does. I'm going to delete that post as well because that is on my personal Instagram, and so it is hitting the publish API. Yeah. So it's actually posting on my personal Instagram, which is not I want, but just for the sake of demo, I'll just show you. As you can see right here on my personal Instagram, it has published the carousel based post like I really wanted. So I'm going to just delete it right now. And yep, this is all I have for this tutorial. And if you have any questions, any uh, concerns on this, make sure to uh, comment on the post